Now viewers, ahead of the Maharashtra Assembly elections, the All India Ulama Board in Maharashtra has come forward with its own set of demands for the Maha Vikas Aghadi. Now they say they are ready to support the Maha Vikas Aghadi if even 10 of their 17 demands are met. And what are they demanding? Here are the major demands that have been made by the Ulema Board. Number one, opposition to Waqf Bill. Now this is crucial because there is a JPC, the Joint Parliamentary Committee, that is currently discussing various issues in the amendments to the Waqf Bill, and they want opposition to the Waqf Bill by the Maha Vikas Aghadi. Number two, they are demanding 10% reservation for Muslims. Then they are saying that they should provide over 1,000 crore rupees in funds for Waqf. This is the demand by Ulema for the for the Maha Vikas Aghadi. Now demand number 4, viewers, is that the cases against Muslims that have been filed between 2012 and 2024 should be withdrawn completely. No questions asked. Demand number 5. Release an accused cleric, Maulana Salman Azhari, from jail. And it doesn't end here. Their next demand is that 15,000 rupees should be given to imams of masjids every month. And then they are demanding that when it comes to recruitment in police, then preference should be given to Muslims. Now the question, viewer, is how will Uddhav-led Maha Vikas Aghadi respond? Will they accept these demands? Now this question today is important because just 6 months ago we had the Lok Sabha elections where the consolidation of Muslim and Ambedkarite Dalit votes significantly contributed to Maha Vikas Aghadi's success in winning 30 out of the 48 Lok Sabha seats. The Bharatiya Janata Party leaders had labelled this consolidation as vote jihad, suggesting an aggressive and manipulative mobilization of the Muslim voters that happened in the Lok Sabha elections. Now, Samajwadi Party has issued a statement saying that it is going to consider all demands raised by the Ulema Board. They say that these are reasonable demands and they should be accepted. Samajwadi Party will also say it will decide on how many demands can actually be met. Listen in.
मुसलमानों की राजनीति बीजेपी शुरू कर चुकी है 10 साल पहले। मुसलमानों की राजनीति हमने कोई शुरू नहीं की। महा विकास अघाड़ी उलमाओं का सम्मान करती है, उनकी मांग का सम्मान करती है। उन विषय पे जो है महा विकास अघाड़ी के शीर्ष नेतृत्व उचित बयान देंगे। पर मुझे लगता है कि मुस्लिम समाज हो, दलित समाज हो, वंचित सारे समाज जो है इस वक्त महा विकास अघाड़ी के साथ है और कोई बिना शर्त है। उलमाओं ने बात रखी है, उसका आदर होगा, उन चीजों पे विचार होगा, लेकिन मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि महा विकास अघाड़ी महाराष्ट्र में जीतने जा रही है और लाल टोपी वाले भी असेंबली में बैठने वाले हैं।
हमारे साथ महाराष्ट्र समाजवादी पार्टी के अध्यक्ष और विधायक अबू आजमी जी हैं। सर, अमित शाह कह रहे हैं कि कांग्रेस के साथ साथ उद्धव ठाकरे और शरद पवार को लेटर्स लिखे जा रहे हैं, 10% आरक्षण मुसलमानों की मांगी जा रही है, एकजुट होने की बात कही जा रही है, SC ST का जो आरक्षण है उसको खत्म करने की साजिश कर रही है महा विकास अघाड़ी के दल और कांग्रेस भी। किसी भी कीमत पे बीजेपी लागू नहीं होने देगी, क्या कहें?
देखिए, ऐसा है ना कि जो लोग सत्ता में हैं वो हर अच्छे काम को खराबी कहने वाले हैं। कभी महा विकास अघाड़ी या इंडिया अलायंस की बात हो, जितनी भी बातें करेंगे ये सब कहेंगे सब गलत है, गलत है। अरे जब जस्टिस रंगनाथ मिश्रा, जस्टिस राजेंद्र प्रसाद और IAS अफसर मिस्टर रहमान ने जब ये फाइंडिंग किया कि भाई मुसलमान भी दलितों की तरह से बहुत जगहों पर बहुत परेशान हैं, बहुत हैं, तो इनको भी रिजर्वेशन मिलना चाहिए, उस बेस पर 10% मांगा जा रहा है। क्या गलत है? अब ये अमित शाह साहब सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज थे या और कोई था? जब जज साहब ने कहा है सारी फाइंडिंग देखने के बाद कि 10% मिलना चाहिए, तो वो डिमांड की जा रही है।
So you heard the reactions from Samajwadi Party. BJP, on the other hand, has hit out at the opposition over its decision to consider the demands by the Ulema Board, saying it will never ever let the INDIA bloc implement demands like these, especially the demand about reservation. Listen in.
कांग्रेस पार्टी अभी महाराष्ट्र में कोई उलेमाओं के समूह ने उनको एक ज्ञापन दिया कि 10% आरक्षण मुसलमानों को दिया जाए, और कांग्रेस पार्टी के प्रदेश अध्यक्ष ने कहा हम इसमें आपकी मदद करेंगे। मैं झारखंड वालों को पूछने आया हूं, अगर मुसलमानों को 10% आरक्षण मिलता है तो कम किसका होगा? किसका कम होगा? पिछड़ा वर्ग, दलित और आदिवासी का कम होगा। एक कांग्रेस पार्टी पिछड़ा वर्ग, दलित और आदिवासी का आरक्षण काटकर मुसलमानों को आरक्षण देना चाहती है। मैं यहां से राहुल गांधी को चेताना चाहता हूं, आपके मन में जो भी षड्यंत्र हो, राहुल बाबा, जब तक भारतीय जनता पार्टी है इस देश में माइनॉरिटी को आरक्षण नहीं मिलेगा, नहीं मिलेगा, नहीं मिलेगा।
राहुल गांधी कांग्रेस पार्टी, कितना देश को तोड़ेंगे आप वोट के लिए? कहां तक जाएंगे आप? कोई शर्म बची है आपको? वोट के लिए कुछ भी स्वीकार कर लेंगे आप? द कांग्रेस पार्टी इज क्रॉसिंग ऑल लिमिट्स ऑफ constitutional propriety and political propriety to get votes to defeat BJP.
So that was the view of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now this brings us to 6 questions at 6 p.m. that we would like to ask from our guests. Question number 1. Will Aghadi give in to Ulema body's demand for 10% Muslim quota in government departments? Question number 2. If they do agree to the 10% quota for Muslims, the plea that has been made, whose quota pie will they slice up? Question number 3. With Samajwadi Party calling the demands genuine, when will the Maha Vikas Aghadi really clear its stand? Because we haven't still heard from the leaders of the Maha Vikas Aghadi. Will MVA agree to give 1,000 crore rupees to Waqf? If yes, then how? Where will this money come from? Question number 5. Should a particular community get preference in police recruitment or recruitment at any level in any government department? And last question, will Maha Vikas Aghadi reject these demands even at the cost of losing votes? Those are some of the key questions that are being asked today. And let's now welcome our guests joining us on the broadcast on this debate. We have Radhika Kheda of the BJP, Dr. Raju Wagmare, Shiv Sena spokesperson, Chandrasekhar Jha, Sena UBT spokesperson, and also we have with us Dr. Nikul Patel, Congress leader, joining us on the broadcast. Good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. Dr. Nikul Patel, I'd like to begin the discussion with you. What is your view on these demands by the Ulema Board?
See, Ulema Board has tried to put their demand, and it's an election time. Anybody can put their demand. That doesn't mean that it has to be fulfilled at every aspect, whatever the demands are there to the government. Even Bharatiya Janata Party government is facing so many demands from the farmers, so many demands from the government employees, so many demands from the teachers, so many demands from the doctors, but they are not implementing or they are not fulfilling every demand. Now, secondly, when it comes to this election, definitely the Bharatiya Janata Party is feeling heat in the Maharashtra, because already the people of Maharashtra had voted in the Lok Sabha election, and they have realized that they are being voted out, Bharatiya Janata Party as well as the people who are supporting Bharatiya Janata Party, because they are not talking of the basic needs and right of the people. They only want to do Hindu-Muslim kind of politics in this country. So people have already voted them out and nobody is going to support them. We are very confident enough that this time in Maharashtra, Congress along with Maha Vikas Aghadi is going to form the government, and that will be in the larger interest of the people of Maharashtra. We will support all the better needs and deeds for the people of Maharashtra.
Okay.
Let people make their demands. We will see after we won the election and form the government.
Okay. Radhika Kheda, how will you like to respond? This is the election season. All, people have got their right to make certain demands. So why make a big issue out of the demands that have been made by the Ulema body is the view of Dr. Nikul Patel. How will you like to respond?
Well, the view of the Congress leader here and the view of Congress is absolutely different. If you remember, before the 2014 Lok Sabha elections, the Congress gave away over 100 acres of prime land in Delhi. And who did they give it away? To the Waqf board. Why? Because elections were right on top and they wanted to win at any cost. So they gave away prime land in Delhi just to win an election. This was without a demand. But now the ulemas have demanded. They've demanded for land. They've demanded for reservation. Now, where is the reservation 10% that they are asking for going to come from? Now, Mr. Nana Patole, who is the Congress chief of Maharashtra, has written back to them saying that we will look into your demands. That means they are considering those demands, right? And the ulemas have said, yes, now since you're looking into our demands, we will go ahead and support you. Now, they're talking about 10% reservation over and above the reservation that are available in that are already available. Now, there is a Supreme Court ruling that says that no more reservation can be given. Now, Rahul Gandhi ji roams around with the Samvidhan, and they have been saying that all throughout the Lok Sabha election ki Samvidhan khatre mein, Bharatiya Janata Party Samvidhan khatam karna chahti hai. Now, if they want to bring in that reservation of 10%, like they are promising that we look into it, they will have to bring changes into the Samvidhan. Uske bina to ab reservation aap la nahi sakte jab Supreme Court ki ruling hai. तो इससे ये तो साबित हो रहा है जो नैरेटिव बनाया गया था, जो बार-बार कहा गया था कि संविधान खतरे में है, the संविधान was actually in खतरे में from the Congress party and the India Alliance, because they are now looking at getting 10% reservation. If they're going to promise, they have to fulfill. And like they say कि हम तो अपनी बात पे खड़े रहते हैं. Then they say they are demanding to ban the RSS. Well, I'm glad this is one demand that the Congress is looking into, because if you remember, the last time that the Congress banned RSS was during emergency, and immediately after that Indira Gandhi had lost the election extremely badly, and we've seen how long it took for the Congress to stand up. Now, if they're thinking also of doing this, that means that in the future, in the upcoming elections, we are going to see Congress completely finished. Completely finished, because that's the way it happens. Every time they ban RSS or think of banning RSS, Congress finishes. So it's good for us that they're thinking of this.
Okay, I will get Dr. Nikul Patel to respond to what you're saying, but before that, let me go across to Chandrasekhar Jha, Sena UBT spokesperson, also with us on the broadcast. Mr. Chandrasekhar Jha, the question is that Ulema body, All India Ulama Body, has put out a list of about 70 odd demands and has mentioned that if Maha Vikas Aghadi accepts even 10 of these demands, which includes, by the way, 10% reservation to Muslims, then they are going to support you. Now, we have got reactions from leaders of Samajwadi Party, and they are of the view that these demands are valid and we should consider them. What is your point of view? Because Congress Party spokesperson on the show has said that, you know, everybody has got a right to put across their demands. It does not mean we are going to accept everything. I want to ask you your view on the demands. That's question number one. Question number two is, will you accept it or will you reject it?
See, these are the proposals which are coming in between the election time. And we have never seen such kind of proposals coming in between the election time. It's a kind of narrative which is being run. First thing. The second thing is that if
I didn't understand. Are you saying these demands are fake, the proposals are fake?
No, these are narratives which have come. These are proposals which have come. It is to be binding or not upon the alliance, has to be considered by the alliance sitting together. And I am saying two things with regard to the BJP's narrative. BJP says that we don't support this kind of thing, but Ajit Pawar on 3rd October 2024 stated that 10% Muslim reservation has to be made in assembly. Second, the recommendation which has been made by Ajit Pawar is 5% quota for educational purposes of Muslims. And eventually Mr. Devendra Fadnavis also in the year 2018, 1st December 2018, considerably said that he is open for quota for backward class of Muslims. And eventually it is with the Economic Times, it is a headlines which has made the mark on that. So eventually this kind of politics, the BJP's dual policy can be openly seen at the time of election, that they are trying to make out a narrative that they are not favoring Muslims or they are against Muslims. They want to openly divide the Muslims. And
I will get Radhika Kheda to quickly come into this and respond, and then I will ask you the questions that I asked you, which you did not answer. Radhika Kheda, quickly respond to what Mr. Chandrasekhar Jha is saying. What about the comment by Mr. Ajit Pawar that he had made earlier about reservation to Muslims?
I'm sorry. You know, there was some network issue and I couldn't hear a word of what he was saying. If you can just tell me one key point of what he said.
Mr. Chandrasekhar Jha, will you like to repeat?
Repeat is that Mr. Devendra Fadnavis in 2018, 1st December, categorically said that he is open for the quota of Muslims in backward community Muslims. And eventually Mr. Ajit Pawar 3rd October said that he is open for Muslims reservation in assembly as well as in educational
Okay,
institutions.
Radhika
5%.
Kheda, please respond.
Well, let me make one thing very clear. Let me exactly repeat in the words of the Home Minister, Shri Amit Shah ji, that no reservation of 10% will be given to anyone. We are only going to go by the Samvidhan. हमारे लिए संविधान सर्वोपरि है, and the Samvidhan which is written by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar ji, which we have हमने संशोधन नहीं लाए हैं. It is the Congress and the Congress alliances who have always brought संविधान में changes. So we are very clear, and our alliance is very clear, and so are our alliance partners. There will be no reservation given above what is already there. There will be no new reservation.
Okay.
Second, there was also one very important point which I failed to list out, that the Maulanas should be given 15,000 rupees per month if they come into power. So that means that all those people who are Hindus, who are from other religions, in case by chance, by mistake, if the Maha Vikas Aghadi comes into power, the taxpayers' money will be used to give these Maulanas their salary.
Okay.
And as it is, the Waqf board is taking money from us. So they are saying that all Hindu money, वो हिंदू जो काफिर कहते हैं मुसलमान, now those काफिरों का money they are ready to take, and the government is going to give them the hard-earned money of us.
Okay, Dr. Raju Wagmare, that's the question. Why divide people on the basis of religion? Why divide voters on the basis of religion? How will you like to also respond to the points raised by Mr. Chandrasekhar Jha, the statement by Mr. Ajit Pawar?
See, you ask questions specifically to Mr. Jha, whether Uddhav
I'm going
Thackeray,
to that. I'm going to that also. After I get your opening remarks, I'm exactly going to Mr. Chandrasekhar Jha with that question.
I'll give my demand.
Yeah.
See, this kind of demand done by Ulema, and if the Congress is considering those demands, that means they are going by this Muslim demands, and they are coming into this divide politics. They are talking about the constitution, and when the constitution has been changed 78 times by the Congress leader Mr. Rahul Gandhi is talking about that he wanted to break the 50% barrier which has been put into the constitution by Param Pujya Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, and the Keshwananda Bharti case, the Supreme Court has been fixed that demand 50%. So if Mr. Rahul Gandhi want to break that, that means Congress themselves wanted to change the constitution. And they are putting blame on BJP and Mahayuti for that. So that is number 1 point. Number 2 point, Ulema, this kind of demands they are bringing it. But why they are bringing it? Because in Lok Sabha they given the total Muslim community decided and gave votes to Maha Vikas Aghadi. In return, what Maha Vikas Aghadi gave it to them, see, Uddhav Thackeray has given them only 1 seat, nothing else.
So there is no political representation. The community is important to get votes, but no political representation whatsoever. Now, Mr. Chandrasekhar Jha, please respond to the question specifically that I had asked you. Whether you are going to accept these demands or you're going to reject these demands. Plain and simple.
See, accepting or rejecting the demand comes when we'll be in the government. That issue has to be decided.
No, they are saying if you accept even 10 demands out of 17, we will support you. It's not about after you form a government. It's about the support that you are looking to get from a particular body of a particular community before the elections.
See, in Maharashtra, if we consider the Muslim votes are 17% if we consider as population. So 17% and rest, if we have won the seat in Lok Sabha nearly 30 seats. So if you consider that, this 17% vote would not have made us to reach 30 seats in Lok Sabha. So this kind of narratives are completely wrong.
Okay, Dr. Raju Wagmare wants to come in. Then I'll go across to Dr. Nikul Patel.
See, actually the UBT got vote percentage from Muslim 100%. How that we can prove? Because the Shiv Sena got the Shiv Sena votes. Shiv Sena traditional vote bank has been taken by us as a Shiv Sena and Mr. Eknath Shinde. Listen to me. No, just listen to me. So that votes has been taken by us. The UBT got vote from the Muslim. If you taken out those UBT vote, what they got from Muslim, UBT will be not seen in any race in Maharashtra. So what they are talking about, they got the vote, but they did not give anything in return. They gave only one seat. And here also I can give you challenge that UBT leader Mr. Uddhav Thackeray and their spokesperson, they will never say on camera about this question what you raise.
I haven't got any answer. I just had one question for both Dr. Nikul Patel and Mr. Chandrasekhar Jha. One question. Let me repeat. Let me make one more attempt here. I heard you, Dr. Raju Wagmare, and you've made some pertinent points also. Now, Dr. Nikul Patel and Mr. Chandrasekhar Jha. Coming back to the first question, because I haven't got an answer. There are certain demands that have been given to Maha Vikas Aghadi. Now, both of you belong to political parties that form the Maha Vikas Aghadi. Now, I want to ask you, Dr. Nikul Patel, to you first. Will you accept these demands or will you reject it? Because your partner in the INDIA bloc is saying that these are pretty valid and we should consider. What is your response? What is Congress party's response to these demands, sir?
See, people have supported unconditionally in Lok Sabha election, and this time we are also accepting the same thing from the people of Maharashtra. Definitely, any demands that are coming from the public or the people of the Maharashtra, then it has to be looked into it after due consideration whether they are legitimate or not. Any unlegitimate demand cannot be accepted.
Last 10 seconds, Mr. Chandrasekhar Jha. Last 10 seconds. Yes or no? I need a simple answer. I'm completely out of time. Will you accept it, reject it, consider it? I've given you the third option also now.
Yes. Before elections, it's a complete narrative, and we should not go into all these questions because the voting is.
Why should we not go into all these questions, sir? There are certain demands that have been given to you. We're asking you, will you accept it, reject it, or even consider it? No response.
It or not.
All right. I'm completely out of time, but thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. Radhika Kheda, Dr. Raju Wagmare, Chandrasekhar Jha, and Dr. Nikul Patel for joining us here on Times Now and sharing with us your perspective.